What's going on, everybody? It's Famine from Famine Studios, not Freddy Krueger. Got a lot of comments on the sweater today, so thought I'd preface that with I am not Old Butter Nine Singers. If anything, I'm a big Jason fan, Jason Voorhees fan, if you can tell. Hope you guys are having a wonderful post-holiday day back at work. If you go back to work, if you're on holiday break, I hope that your holiday break is fantastic. Mine, I am back at work, and it was a Tuesday. Let me tell you, a lot of people calling in expecting things to have been completed over the weekend, even though we're not open during the weekend, and nobody does any work over the weekend. So that was weird. Bjorn, as always, first one through the door. Glad to see you. Anthony, how's it going? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I thought we could recap some of the stuff that we've worked on, what we've talked about. I figured I could do a little bit of showing off my fake plastic glass bowl. Do a little bit of showing off of some items that I got for Christmas that are great resource books. And yeah, I figured we'd just hang out, chop it up a little bit. Got myself a couple of beverages here. It's cold beverages. Hey, Pirates. Wow, you're early to the jump today. Welcome, welcome. So let's get started. If you're walking into the room, be sure to hit the like button. That does help. Helps push this up in the algorithm. So let's take a look. I got some great books this year for Christmas. And actually, I'll start off with one non-book item. We'll start off with toys because that's what you guys are here for. I know. My sister in crime got me this wonderful miniature nano rides Jurassic Park diorama with both the Jeep and the Jungle Explorer in it. This thing is freaking awesome. I'm not sure where I'm going to display it yet, but it's certainly going to get displayed. I love the 30th anniversary box work. Love the little diorama. I think this thing's awesome. So really thankful to her for this. It was a great Christmas present, very unexpected, and I thought that was awesome. Obviously, it's not Star Wars and sci-fi and the things that we're used to here on this channel. You guys know I do the dinosaurs. You know I love Jurassic more than, a lot of relatives that I have. Sorry if people are watching that think that they rank above Jurassic Park, but you don't. But we got this, and this was a great Christmas present, so I'm very thankful. And Twi'lek, good to see you. Good to see you. Happy Tuesday. Let's see here. So yeah, as I was saying, I've got some great books that were given to me for Christmas, and I figured I would bust these bad boys out and we could talk about them. Start with the first one that I got to open, which is the Star Wars Can you tell it's been Tuesday? Star Wars Archives. This is the book based on not based on, but a collection that explores the original trilogy. There's so much behind the scenes photography and insight in here. I've been reading through it, just looking at like a page here or there, picking a random spot and getting a little bit of nerd knowledge. My girlfriend got me this. I am grateful. She always gets me like stuff that I want. And I don't mean that like I pick something out and I'm like, get me this. But I mean like she gets me things and I look at them and I'm like, Jesus Christ, I've needed this more than oxygen and I didn't even know it existed. So I got this, and then to follow suit on Christmas Day, I don't know if it was a follow-up, but her mom got me the prequel archive. So I am excited to start going through this and read this one as well. So I've got these two lovely reference books now. Do it sexy e-girl way. This is going to wind up on Reddit or something, or one day when I run for president, they're going to be like, he's objectifying himself. Never going to run for president. But yeah, I got the great set, and I'm very excited to like sit down and actually read both of them and not just pick through stories. But man, the stuff that's in here is like gold. The behind the scenes photos, you can see how things scale, how they're put together on the set. Behind the scenes stories. Can't recommend those enough. And they are on Amazon. They're not terribly expensive. So if you're in a reference library building, apparently life like I am, because I love reference books, I love behind the scenes books, pick them up. And then my sister got me the newer Stephen King book, Holly. And it's I think it's a spinoff of Mr. Mercedes. So I'm looking forward to that. Read that years ago. I think I was in middle school when I read Mr. Mercedes. Right? That sounds correct, timeline-wise. The last King book that I read front to back was 11/22/63. I think that's his best book that he's written. Maybe Holly will change that for me, but I am looking forward to giving that a read. So that came from my sister. Much appreciated. And then last, as far as the books go, but certainly not least, I am a huge Blade Runner fan, and my girlfriend got me the expanded edition, the super deluxe, holy shit, this thing might actually turn into a spinner and let me fly around on it version. I've been so hesitant to open it up because I'm just like, I know I'm going to spend hours just like deep diving in. So I've got some time off coming up, and I think I might dive into that then. So I'm keeping scared myself. Keeping the plastic on it for now, but damn if I'm not super excited. I loved me some Blade Runner, love me some Ridley Scott, his universal world building that he does, tremendous, and I can't wait to sit and go through this. This is like I said, if I sit down and I open this up, that's a wrap. I'm going to be done for days. So like I said, I've got some time off coming up. I'm going to utilize that and sit and read. Hey, Mickey, glad you could make it back. Hope you had a safe trip. Love you too, man. Merry Christmas a day later. I know I wished you a Christmas yesterday, but you're getting another one right now, and you're going to take it. You're going to like it. All right, so we got the lovely Christmas stuff out of the way. I did get some other odds and ends, but I'm not going to showcase those now. I'm not going to be that guy. But those were, for my archives, those were things that I wanted to share with you all. Wanted to make sure that you got to see them and know that those resources are out there. Some people don't know about other non-Star Wars visual dictionary books or behind-the-scenes books, so those are there. And hell, it's Blade Runner. Like, I'm going to talk about it. Did you guys have a good holiday? Did you get anything like super dope that you want to share in the chat? Please feel free. Gladly talk about those. Oh, that's the wrong one. More committal than marriage. Oof. Hey, them's the ropes, man. I could very well do much worse, and I feel like I hit the jackpot. So she is the best. Bjorn got some future customs fodder. Now, Bjorn, you got some future customs fodder. Did you like get new toys and like you're gonna pull a Sid and put a little stick of like firecracker on it and blow it to pieces for custom fodder, or were these like parts figures that you got specifically for that? Just curious. Somebody check his TNT. And if you do hear chomping and gnawing and little wet mouth noises around me, I gave the dogs no hide chews that were birthday present for Stark because his birthday was last week and Cowman's birthday is coming up in 4 days. So Stark is now 11, Cowman is 10, and their mom Kenny got them for them so that they could celebrate and share. So they're all, including Mama Rosie, they're all just chomping away on these damn things. Oh, that was the other one thing that I did get for toy-wise for Christmas was my job gave us gift card thing. I used it to get that 4-pack of the Hoth Trooper. I'm going to turn them into some brown coats, random brown coats that are going to be visiting Gimmick. So look forward to that. It's supposed to arrive Thursday. So I'll probably have those to bust out on World Makers Consortium on Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern over on Rad Toys Galaxy. Be sure to check that out. We're doing a little New Year's thing over there. All right. Bjorn says he is a customizer, but not like Sid. And they were Transformers. Okay. Hey, man, fodder is fodder is fodder. If you get pieces, use them. And we've got Tank walking through the door. Tank, how's it going? I hope your holiday was well. Hope you got some time off. I I tell you, I'm excited to get some paint on some things, spend a little time doing some customs. I haven't picked up a paintbrush. I mean, I have picked up a paintbrush. Who's messaging me? It's Dom from Joy Domination. Just blowing it up like I'm not on a stream right now, Dom. Yeah, since I had the fever last Friday, I was cooked, man. I was struggling on the struggle bus. I think I slept the majority of Saturday. I sat down over here to like try and convince myself to do something. And I literally just sat in the chair and was like, yeah, I'm going back to bed. So I kept my travels to a bare minimum. COVID test said negative, but temperature broke. So I'm doing a lot better. And now I am back to work today, which was, again, busy goddamn day. But we're here. We're through it. We're now at the exciting point of the night where we get to hang out and talk toys, shoot the shit. I got a couple of things printed up by our friend Aegis. And if you know, you know that this is the Craftsman. I purchased the file to have this printed up, and I had I had Aegis hook it up for me. And yeah, I am very excited to have a hologram of Craftsman being played somewhere in Gimmick on a holo book. And it is a basically 1/18 scale figure, probably a little closer to 4-inch, but he does have articulation if you want. He's articulated. I put the arms in myself, so very excited about that. And yeah, it's a neat little thing to have. Lightyear Trucks, Joy Toy Army Builders. I apologize for rubbing off on you, but in my defense, can you blame me? Let's see. And you got some of the Lightyear trucks, which we talked about, the wheels. I never applied fire today. I worked all day. Unfortunately, I had to work at my job and actually do my job on the holidays. What's with that? No, but today was a busy day. And we were lower on staff because people had holidays and stuff. So it is what it is. Let's see. Shifts and social obligations, no customizing this week either. Got to get back to it. Yeah. Yeah. I do feel I'm one of the I keep playing my beard. I apologize. It's just it's so lush and so lovely, and I want to run my fingers through it. It's majestic. Anyhow, I am one of those people that feel like everybody should kind of fuck off for the 2 weeks between the holiday, once Christmas hits, because you've got, Kwanzaa, Ramadan, Christmas, all and Hanukkah, all in the same pretty much block of time. Treat it like a big siesta, and we all just chill out, right? Keep critical things open like hospitals and stuff like that. But if other countries can do it and their economies can certainly survive with no problem, I feel like we could take a couple of weeks off nationwide and just everybody chill, right? Obviously, it's not for everybody. Not everybody wants to do that, but it would be nice. Because, yeah, everybody wants to get everything done before the end of the year. And, yeah, people want that. $6, brand new in the box for the Lightyear trucks is a hell of a steal. Yeah. I think the cheapest I paid for mine was one of them. Two of them were $6.99, maybe. Yeah. I got them at TJ Maxx or Marshall's. They're run by the same company. It's interchangeable. But that's where I scooped up my 2 extras. yeah, I didn't aim for today's stream with much of a plan other than to like wrap up, talk about what we did this year as a group, what we talked about, the things we worked on. You know, you guys have been, a lot of the regulars that are popping into the chat right now have been paramount in this channel and the success that I've had with building up the courage to continue to do these live streams, building up the rapport with you guys. So it does feel like I'm sitting down and shooting the shit with friends and I'm not, you know, talking to strangers, talking to myself. So I wanted to thank everybody for that. That is a huge thank you from me. You're not going to find them because they're all over in the UK. I don't know why that is, but they keep popping up over there for pennies on the dollar. And here in the States, nobody will let them go for less than, like you said, 50 or 60 bucks. I had a chance. I could have bought a second one at TJ Maxx, and I was like, I'll get it another time. Dumb. So I keep hoping they'll do like a re-release wave where they like neon them out and stuff like that, like they used to do with toy lines with the Lightyear stuff, but it doesn't look like there's going to be another wave of Lightyear stuff coming. So fingers crossed. I mean, some of those ones that are in the UK make their way over here. Right? Right? There should be I should have a fleet. I should have a trucking fleet. They should all be painted up like U-Hauls, just hauling space stuff around, and they're not, and it's frustrating. This is true. Hit up Ditch Roll Outpost over on Instagram. I absolutely recommend that. And Bjorn says he's been making some Marauders customs too. Nice. These dogs are ridiculous with these chews over here. If I turn the laptop, they're going to see it and stop. But every once in a while, the youngest, he sits up with one sticking out of his mouth like a cigar or just looks around the room, and it's ridiculously cute. What else did we do this year? We did the tank. We did the group tank build for the Jawa. That thing is about halfway done. I'll probably bring it on once it's primed, and we'll do a paint job together and wrap it here on the stream. That's the good stuff. I guess I'll put my glasses on so I can see. We also did a lot of painting and weathering firsthand on here, which is something that I enjoy. Need to get comfortable with the silence while I do those things. Speaking of silence, but yeah, gotta get comfortable with the silence while I do that. I feel like I have to jibber jabber to keep you guys entertained while I'm doing it. And I've had people tell me when I tell them that they don't mind watching the work happen, and it doesn't have to be a constant famine fest where I just flap my gums, keep them going the entire time. So that's nice to know. But it's been a really cool year between the messages that I get on Instagram, the comments left on videos. All of it is amazing and helpful. And hey, Dave, how's it going? Get some chores done, man. I'm here. Screw chores, yeah, toys. Gentlemen, stop growling. Stark, you're not going to steal your brother's food toy. You already gave yours. Handsome man. We are chilling and nerding. That's one of the other things too. Is like we've done some pretty chill hangouts, which are awesome. We have stickers out. We've got now not directly related to, but tangential to us. We have tangential to this channel. We have the World Mech Consortium. We put out our first shirt. It's a WMC in the NWO style, done up by yours truly. You should go to Rad's page, his Instagram at Rad Toys Galaxy. There we go, Rad Toys Galaxy, and hit that link up. Pick them up. The shirt shop usually has sales on, or you can get percentages off when you sign up for their newsletter. So go pick up a shirt and some stickers and a hoodie and all that lovely stuff with our World Makers logo. Bjorn's been doing some WW2 squads, and let's see here. It's been too much right. Tank, accept his request. Just wants to love you. I know I'm saying a lot tonight. I'm aware of that. It's what it is. It's been a long year. I will say I busted my ass in. It's gonna sound like a brag. I promise I'm not. Busted my ass to get a lot of these videos done, a lot of things put together for this channel, and hope that I built a good community. I think I only had one video this year that didn't get made before May. Shameful. I got one video that didn't get made because I corrupted my own video files when I was editing the thing, and I just admittedly got frustrated with it and couldn't contribute to it. So I put it on the back shelf with the people that did make things for it. They shared it on theirs, and that's always appreciated. We, as a community, some of my highest rated videos were the ones where I included you guys, because people, I'm certain, would rather watch your stuff than mine. Some of you guys are like tremendous makers. You got to give yourselves more credit. I highly recommend at least setting up YouTube just to share little videos of your, the things that you make, the things that you work on. And there were some nights where I stayed up later than I should, editing videos or trying to make things work, modifying sound files on my phone so that I could use them in my videos without getting copyright strikes. Did you know you can get a copyright strike for the sound that a gonk makes unless you edit the sound? You can get a copyright strike for the sound that a gonk makes if you don't edit it. So spend some time learning how to do that. This year I put a little more effort into my editing of my videos. I hope that shows. I'm still rocking the iPhone 7. I really need to upgrade. This bad boy is... It does the job. I will knock it, but it could certainly improve. My production. I feel I've gotten better with lighting, a lot better with the audio. It's been work, and I know that sounds silly, like this is a hobby and stuff like that. But each video takes me, I'd say, less than a week to put together. If it's over like 5 or 10 minutes, it takes me about a week to put together, just between the time spent editing the clips, shooting, moving things around, getting different angles, which I'm still not great at. I used to have an eye for, shots and photography, and just if I'm filming somebody else, I could figure things out, but somehow I mentally block myself, and it's something I'm working on, getting better, taking better pictures. That's on the horizon too. But that being said, I spent time doing that, trying to get better at thumbnails. Obviously, interior design or graphic design, I should say. Also interior design, let's be honest, it's not my passion. If I could come and just make the product, shoot the video, and send it off to an editor that I can afford, I would. I don't have one right now, but it also teaches me what I'm looking for my edits, if I can do myself. So I spend my time doing that. And yeah, I put in a lot this year. My goal was to reach 1,000, and it was so serendipitous, I guess is going to be the word I'm going to use. The other night, what was it, 2 weeks ago, we were all in here, we were talking about how I was at 998. Like, yeah, pizza party coming up, we're going to hang out, do that stream, drink, shoot shit. And the following night, YouTube did their great purge, Night of a Thousand Tears. Old accounts deleted a lot. So I went from 2 away from the 1,000 to 260 or 260. Jesus, oh my God, I would have thrown up on the floor. To 958. That's what it was. So I lost a lot of followers, which is fine. I understand it's about quality over quantity, but hitting that magic 1,000 really starts to propel you forward, and the algorithm gets more eyes on your artwork, and also helps you with the monetization of the channel. I don't get any of the kickback when there's commercials on these videos, so that's one of the reasons that I'm pushing for that number, is because it'd be nice to see some of that, even if it's, even if it's at the end of the month I made $50. Well, guess what? That's $50 more than I had. And I will get there. It would have been fucking great. I'm not gonna lie to you. It would have been fantastic to get there by December 31st at midnight. That was my goal for the year. I set that goal for 1,000, and we touched it. We were there. Our fingers almost touched that brass ring, but it's going to happen. It's just not going to happen on the timeline that whole family wanted it on, and that's okay. Would have been bots did get flushed, and of course I did have bots, but it was also like old accounts that weren't inactive for years. I've had this page since 2020? No. Opens 2019, I think I've had this page since 2019. So this page has been here for quite a while. So, somebody could have been big into using YouTube and then just dropped off the map, and their account sat stagnant for years, and YouTube said, Google, take them out. So it does happen. Them's the ropes. But I wanted to hit that goal, and you guys were paramount in even getting me close to that number. I know a lot of you guys share these videos in your Instagram. You share them in your YouTube pages if you have them, and it's appreciated. The subscribers that I got from people saying, hey, so-and-so told me to come check out your channel. My name is blah, blah, blah. Nice to meet you, that I get messages for. It's always appreciated. So when content creators, when they share those videos and they say, hey, share this with your friends, share this with your family, it's not for nothing. You know what I mean? They're not just fishing to push that number up. It does matter. It does count. It is helpful. And at least I know I'm very grateful. So there's that. Thank each and every one of you for that. We get together and we get to shoot the shit and talk about toys. I get to make stupid little videos that I'm happy with and you guys are happy with. And that is helpful. That helps me see what I'm doing as helpful and not kind of a waste of time. I don't necessarily feel like this is a waste of time, but some days I'll work on a video and I'll throw it together and I'll be like, man, I don't know if that was my best work. And then all of a sudden it's like one of the most popular videos on my channel. It's like, well, I put in the same amount of effort as these other ones. I just didn't feel like it was up to snuff, but man, you guys go crazy for it. So I appreciate that. It would be fantastic, man. If I make that goal by New Year's, I would be elated. I pretty much at this point I'd have to, let's bust out the old calendar here. Let's see. We got the old calendar up, so I'd have to get a good handful of subscribers daily up until the 31st. Not saying it's impossible, because nothing is impossible except for I don't know, Cindy Crawford walking through my door right now telling me there's a carload of bad cop bitches outside wanting my autograph. Didn't happen. No. Don't do that, Bjorn. Don't make 58 more accounts. But if you share it with a friend and you tell them to get subscribed on there, be a good thing. I thought about doing a giveaway when I hit 1,000. At this point, that seems a little desperate. It'll probably come a little bit later, but I do have some stuff set aside for a giveaway, not limited to, but including some figures that are in package. So you guys can decide if you want to open up loose, and that way, if you win, that I've been specifically holding for a giveaway. So there's that. I do appreciate though the efforts. Again, it's that magical number that you two set up. We're cruising right towards the watch hours. I know a lot of you guys have told me that you put my live streams on in the background or my actual videos on in the background while you're working on stuff, and that helps tremendously. Like, thank you so much. I have friends and family who will actually put it on during the workday at work, just turn the volume down and let my videos run and play through, and they'll put it on a small screen in the corner just so that YouTube acknowledges that it's being watched. Some of them let it run in the background on a tab. For YouTube, my friend, Wasteman, how's it going? Good to see you tonight. I was just saying, I was at 998. We had a stream 2 weeks ago. We were like too close away, and then Google did their big purge of stagnant accounts and bots, and they took a pretty good chunk of my last gallop of followers. So I'm back down to 968. I've tried not to look at it because, again, I absolutely love the quality of my subscribers. I get to talk to you guys, interact with you, and all those lovely things. But yeah, I'm at 968 now. However, with that magical number comes a boost in the algorithm, comes a boost in several other things. It puts me in a category so where once my hours reach a certain amount of viewing, which we are, like I said, we're cruising these live streams, help people watching these things over again, help people sharing these things with friends and family. Sir, no, hey, what's going on? This is a Wendy's. That's a drive-through window. There ain't nothing over there for you. There ain't nothing over there for you. All right, there we go. Nice. Say hello to everybody, Stark. Stark says hello. But yeah, so take the good with the bad. The good is that I went from like 200 subscribers this year all the way up. So 600 of y'all, 600 and change of y'all all showed up this year to see my stuff, to subscribe, to follow. And sir, your nails caught in my sweater. Sir, I don't want you to hurt yourself, buddy. Start. You goofy boy. Hang on. I'll get the scissors, man. Stop it. This is silly. He's like he's fighting me. I'll do it straight. There we go. You're not attached. Just not an umbilical cord, sir. But you guys are he's waving his magical wand. It's perfectly that is a normal size wand. Especially if you shoot the picture from below, it's look way more normal. Dave, yes. Stark is trying desperately to help boost the algorithm. Oh, Stark. He's a good boy, Mr. Stark. Even though you were just yelling at the door. You were yelling at the door because Snowflake's on the other side of the door, isn't she? You like to play with Snowflake, but you're afraid of him. Yeah. Cutest damn thing is these two, Snowflake and Stark, they'll get next to each other. And they'll sniff each other and stuff. They'll walk around and they'll sit next to each other. And then Snowflake starts to play and he like panics and runs. Then other times she'll walk by and he'll try and play. And then when she tries to play, he panics and runs. It's the cutest damn thing. It's like, I want to be your friend, but I don't know how because you're a cat and I'm a dog. Romeo and Juliet, star-crossed lovers, we can never be. Even though you've known her your whole damn life. Yeah. Can you see yourself? That's you. That's you, Mr. Stark. He's like, I thought this was a toy channel. Why is there a dog here? You want to play with your mom now? Go play with Mama Rosie and Mr. Cow. They really are the best. These guys are great. They always keep me company. On my worst days, these guys right here, the cats, they help me stay up. So they get lots of fun. Liam, how's it going? Audi, what's happening, man? I know. I'm excited because I can see all the lights. And you get lumpies. Ready to go down there and play? Ready to go down there and play? We got a country house. Let's see. Audi in the house. We got Liam in the house. What's happening, good brother? Too sweet me. Hey, Audi and the Innies. That'd be a good band name. Or a bar trivia team name. I believe I saw, and I want to ask you guys this because I am setting up a Patreon. It's only going to have a couple of tiers. It's going to be rolling out, I think, January 1st, maybe January 2nd. But I saw it's a plugin, I think, for StreamYard, or it's an add-on where I can do basically trivia questions on the screen. And I was wondering if you guys subscribe, if doing like trivia nights, be it Star Wars, science fiction, movies, comedy, all kinds of crazy stuff. If you guys would be interested in doing like a trivia night stream one night, something to think about. I don't know if that's something you guys would dig. I'm a slut for trivia. I have so much useless trivia knowledge. Obviously, I would be hosting, so I don't have control over the answering questions. I can't answer questions, but I love watching other people do trivia and have a blast with it. So much trivia. I was at a gathering and they were going to play Star Wars Trivial Pursuit, and then slowly, one by one, everybody turned and saw that I was there. And they picked a different game. So, work they did. Oh my God, that was a rough one. Recently at my job, they did a choose your trivia thing, and they had like 5 or 6 categories of trivia, and I jumped all over the Star Wars one. And the person hosting it, wonderful lady, Star Wars fan, not as versed as I thought they were with some of the questions that they put together, because some of the answers were dead wrong. Had a couple of people who were very versed in Star Wars disagreeing with some of the questions. I thought I had the different mode on. There we go. They were very questioning of some of the questions and answers due to EU stuff happening. Not even EU, but like current lore. So I got no love on Rad's Star Wars Geek Out because I pay attention to the expanded universe stuff. I read the books. I pay attention. I get context. And some of the guests, have all due respect, some of the guests are my friends. All the guests are my friends, actually. However, I do believe that I know a little bit more about the comments that were being made on the topic. Not being shitty. I'm always good for a good conversation about Star Wars and the discourse that comes from it. It's fun. It is not, I will never come to blows over Star Wars. I will never, say, fuck you, man, you're wrong. Never. But I will certainly defend where defense is needed and correct somebody if there's a correction that needs correcting. That's all. I wasn't trying to be an asshole. And I in the comments, I literally was citing some sources, and I got told that I was What am I drinking tonight? Grapefruit seltzer, the drink of Famine Studios. But I got told I was having a fit in the comments section because I was citing my sources. It was by somebody in the comments, so I don't know what the fuck they were talking about, but that's what it is. But yeah, always glad to have Star Wars discussion. I'm sure that I will be one time or another. I'm sure I'll appear on Rad's Star Wars Geek Out. I think that's a great idea for a new show. And yeah. Tank and Famine need to have a trivia death match. I feel like that's I don't want to get into death matches. Yeah, the Young Jedi Knights series is good. The new Jedi Order books, the Thrawn trilogy, the new Thrawn books, which I would attest are just as good. They didn't change anything fundamentally about Thrawn. That's one of those things where people like stamp their feet and get loud and say, oh, it's not my Thrawn. It's Thrawn written by the same writer who helped bring Thrawn to life. But I digress. Yeah, man, get a laptop. What are you doing with your life? What's going on right now? Or I could just keep putting them on the screen and you could use your screen. True death match has to be $100 for a winner. Yeah, but I don't want to take $100 from you. That's the thing. I don't want to do that to you. I like you. Nice. I liked the books that were around during the new Jedi Order timeline, especially like Darksaber, which was not about the sword. Darksaber is a story now considered EU Legends, however it goes, where the Hutts basically obtained the design for the Death Star super laser and built a floating. It basically looked like a lightsaber hilt, and they were using it to terrorize star systems. And one of the characters is a huge favorite of mine, Kip Duran, and I fell head over heels for that character. He's still one of my favorite EU Legends characters, and really enjoyed those books. I, Jedi, another one, really good standalone novel that takes place in the midst of that new Jedi Order trilogy, and I recommend that one if you've never read it. There's some insight on the Clone Wars before the Clone Wars were really hashed out by George that still kind of ties in with Clone Wars. I think people that write these books and that are attached to these projects really have a deep understanding of the source material. Yes, he gets it. And I mean, the fact that they're making 2-packs again of like new Jedi Order figures now that are, I think they're coming out in Black Series, but like Luke when he had the Jedi Temple and like I never in a million years when they announced it, I was like, did I fucking hear that right? Like, you know, the crazy old man who would be Jedi who turned out to be infected by the dark side of the Force from Sith on Yavin that were ghosts. Oh, they'd be great in TVC. I absolutely would love them in Vintage Collection. And I kind of have no doubt now, especially after they did that Revan 2-pack, that there will be more coming. People that are saying, you know, 375 is dead and all this other stuff. I don't think they are. I think it's going to pivot. I think we're going to start to get more bizarre things that we never thought we'd get. It'd be nice if they also included some of the the sequel trilogy figures that we only got one of with 5 POA or something, or like we got garbage figures. How many more goddamn Darth Vaders do we need a year? Give me a super articulated Poe, with his, jungle look from when he was in the Falcon at the beginning of the third sequel movie. Give me Rey and, in her Jedi training with Leia. All that stuff. Yeah, that's the one. That's the only Star Wars movie that bummed me out that didn't happen, was the Rogue Squadron movie. I wanted Top Gun, dogfights, space. Give me X-Wing versus TIE Fighter. Give me a plot and make that happen. Like, that's it. Yeah, I won't hate on somebody else's love of certain things, but I will certainly defend things that people shit on. There's a difference for me. I don't like that. It was the animated series that came out after Rebels, that was in between the Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. Can't remember what it's called. Did not like it. Made it through quite a few episodes, put it on the TV and just let it play. Resistance, thank you. Was not for me. However, someone shits on it and says it's garbage. Well, it wasn't garbage. It was well written. It tied into a lot of novels. It tied into a lot of content that was there. It was great for kids. It was truly a child's Star Wars cartoon. Sorry, Rosie was over there itching her nose. Was that a good treat? Did you enjoy your steak? Yeah, yes, you did. You're a good girl. But it was, it had a small toy line. There were a couple of figures that I thought were neat. I think there were a couple of ships too. Excuse me. But they worked really hard on including characters from that series into books and vice versa, especially some of the stuff for Batuu on Galaxy's Edge, which I thought was really well done. It just wasn't a program for me. But it was not garbage by any means. The animation was different. It wasn't bad. It didn't have poor writing. It just wasn't writing for grown-ups. It was writing for kids. It was writing for a different fan. Yeah. And there are people that are Star Trek fans that won't touch Picard. They won't touch anything unless it's the original series. They want nothing to do with it. My Star Trek, believe it or not, old fam in here who busts on Star Trek all the time does so because he watches Star Trek. The Next Generation was my shit. That was my Star Trek. And then we got things like Picard that came out of it. We got movies that had those cast members in it. It was really great. The other stuff, not for me. It's just not for me. That's all. It's not anything garbage. I'm not going to hate on it. I'm not going to say it's woke and then cite the incorrect reasons for what makes something woke. I'm just not gonna entertain it by watching it, but I'm certainly not gonna shit on it. So I think I'd love a micro series by Genndy. I can never say his name. Genndy. Fucking the guy that made Samurai Jack and the Clone Wars micro series back on Cartoon Network. How's that? I think an all droid series, give us like 3-minute shorts on Disney Plus, or even put it on network TV. Make it must-see TV every Friday on Cartoon Network before a show. Put it up there 3 or 4 days later. Throw it on Disney Plus. Give us that, and Tartakovsky. Genndy Tartakovsky. Genndy Tartakovsky? Does that sound right? Have him make an all-droid show. And yes, I think that's cool that Gargoyles had Next Generation actors. But I still watch that Clone Wars series. I'll throw it on the TV because it's mostly soundscapes without a lot of dialogue until the second season, but even then the dialogue's so limited. And I'll just let it play while I'm messing with my toys or painting something. It's such a good series, and it's so short and it's sweet. And we got Asajj, who's my favorite. I love me a bald badass Sith chick who's, looks like a goth dream and nightmare at the same time. Hell yeah. Give me Dirge. I love Dirge. I have a Dirge that I'm actually going to articulate. That was one of my favorite additions to the comics, the Republic comics. Those were my shit, man. I would go to, we had a corner store in town called Bush's. And I say corner store, it was actually a hardware store. The upstairs was more like a corner store where they'd have like, your candies and your Slim Jims. We used to be a small farm town, so you'd get like 22 ammunition there, shotgun shells, nails, screws, and then there was like a real hardware store downstairs and upstairs. But they had a comic rack, and they used to get in Star Wars Republic for me because they knew I started buying them, and he was like the guy that ran it, Harold. Everybody fucking hated Harold. I thought he was the funniest goddamn thing on the planet because he was such a stern dude. But every once in a while, he'd slide a joke in. And once he got to know you and like you, he kind of, let a lot of things pass. But he was like, you come in here and look at the comics every week. I said, yeah, I'm waiting on specific ones. And he's like, let me see which ones you're looking for. And I showed him the thing. He goes, I'll make sure that this comes in. It was really cool. And I had it all the way up to the very last one that they had with Quinlan Voss on the cover before they stopped. And yeah, he was really cool. I'm glad that he did that for me. I need to get the omnibus and get the entire collection of all of those, because those stories were near and dear to my heart. I love reading them. They do play off some of those things in the animated series. The one thing that I didn't like about the Clone Wars animated series is that they turned Quinlan Voss from Wolverine into Jason Momoa Aquaman. Like, bro, rock and roll. All right, Obi-Wan. Like, I was like, But then we get the book Dark Disciple, which was written by somebody's daughter. Take a guess whose daughter? Certainly understood Star Wars. And if you go and read Dark Disciple, which was supposed to be an entire arc of Clone Wars, it would have been phenomenal because it was grown. It wasn't in your face with the adult nature of it, so it could be watched by kids who are fans of the show. It pulled at all the heartstrings, the same type of heartstrings that were pulled at in the Mandalore arc with Satine and Obi-Wan. So goddamn good. Check out Dark Disciple if you're a fan of Voss or you're a fan of Asajj Ventress, because it is a story. It is a love story and a war story and a force story. So good. So good. I recommend it. I read it and listened to the audiobook and made sure that I picked up a copy of it to have in my library. I have pretty extensive Star Wars book collection. But it was just so good. They did a really great job. I highly recommend it. And it would have made for some amazing TV, but it did really good for audio and for reading. So Dark Disciple, check it out. I'm kind of glad that they didn't do the young Boba arc with Cad Bane that they were going to do, because that allowed us to further expand Boba's lore and stuff. And I just didn't. Yeah, it wasn't for me. But again, I wouldn't shit on it if they made it. I'd have watched it and been like, okay. But I'm glad that we got what we got in live action versus what we would have had in animated. And the Utapau story. It's canon, but I didn't have to watch it. I didn't have to watch the gunfight. I didn't have to deal with any of that. So I'll take that as a win for me. I'm going to throw on a quick coat of paint on this chair that I started working on. I think I was actually painting it while I had the fever when I was on World Makers Consortium when I was the guest and not a co-host. So started putting some paint on, and I was just all fucked up from that fever and kept going. So hey, if that's your thing, man, rock and roll. I like the idea of two old gunslingers who both thought they were the right one. They thought they were on the right side of law. That's the thing about Cad Bane, is that entire time, Cad Bane was 100% the person who should be technically right. I wish my nipple was slipping. This sweater is all that's white under here. The sweater's all shredded up. It's a style. It's called Fashion Sweaty. Look it up. But yeah, Cad Bane was 100% in theory in the right there. You know, he was like, Boba Fett helped the Empire. Look what they did to this galaxy. He's a son of a bitch that's got to go. And Boba was the old cowboy who had changed his ways and was just trying to bring peace to the valley. I love that shit. I love it. Yeah. Infiltrated the Jedi Temple, escaped prison. How many times? Figured out that Obi-Wan was in disguise. Yeah, he was the one that figured it out, right? He figured out Obi-Wan was in disguise eventually. But like, he's not bad. He's not a simpleton villain. He's also not necessarily the villain in all the stories that he takes part in. It's very interesting and complex character. I like that about him. Normally, and I'm glad that he didn't have any redemption. I low key and I high key am tired of stories where every villain has redemption. After Darth Vader, it seems like a lot of properties all the way across the world all had to have a redemptive arc for their villain. And I don't think it's necessary. Just have your bad guy be bad and bad for the sake of bad. And you've got a character, a story we're telling. You can make him compelling. You can make him sympathetic. But he doesn't have to be sympathetic and like, oh, I understand why he, blew up that school bus full of children and it's terrible, but he's so cool. Like, make the bad guys bad. Yes. Great character, Hondo. Yeah. Yep. And he's good friends with Jabba the Hutt. I thought for sure. Spoilers. Plug your fingers for anybody who super cares about Ahsoka. Spoilers of people who don't appear in the show. Same with Book of Boba Fett and Mandalorian. So, I mean, just fucking, this is your warning. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I thought for sure in Boba Fett we were going to get Hondo, or not, Boba Fett. Not Hondo, but Jesus Christ, can you tell it's Tuesday? I thought for sure in The Mandalorian when they did the Pirates thing, I thought for sure we were going to get a Hondo name drop or an appearance because he's alive. We know he's alive, thanks to Galaxy's Edge, because these take place before Galaxy's Edge, and he is well alive at Galaxy's Edge, and that is canon. But I love the character Hondo, and I thought for sure in Ahsoka that he would try and help, like they would go to him to get Ezra, because he said like more than once, like he loves that kid like a child and would do anything for him just because of how good Ezra was at out Hondoing Hondo. It's kind of like the Will Turner and Jack Sparrow relationship where, you could tell Jack was like initially like, this son of a bitch. And then towards the end, he was like, we'll make a pirate out of you yet. Like he's good. He's so clever. And like, he could absolutely have been like, I hate to keep making the comparison, but he could have been the Jack Sparrow of any of these series. I know the Skeleton Crew, is going to be one of the shows. I'd love for him to appear somewhere in live action just so that we, that we can say that we got a live action Hondo. And he's such a fucking maniac. Like, he knows he's met Anakin, he's met Obi-Wan, he's met Ezra. He knows all these characters. He's met Maul. He's tangled across the board. So he could literally make references and things like that and tell stories and make up lies and stuff to get out of situations and cite things like, back when I, stole the blah, 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 or, broke into this and so did this, I was able to do that. And, that'd be a great MacGuffin for the story, but also like absolutely a brilliant thing of like, yeah, this dude is not shit. He's good stuff. Like, he's very talented. Like, we should be respectful of him and his character and like bring him in and create some cool stuff with it. Yeah, he ain't no chump. What do you got? Give me that lamb chops. Give me that. Cowman's got a big old lamb chops as big as him. Yeah, didn't die. And that's the only thing that he cared about, is he didn't die. That's, he got into a sword fight with Anakin and did not die. I think all I'm going to do is give this a... Boy, that light is annoying. Give that a couple of washes. Give it some powdered dust, and I think I'm going to call it good. Just a little outdoor couch to sit next to a door. And again, thank you, Raul, from Diorama Accessories, for sending that over. That was a lovely, lovely surprise. I don't know. I try and stay away from rumors and spoilers for those series, especially because people use drones and shit now, telephoto lenses and things like that. But it would have fit those other shows if he were to, get in there no matter which way. So, but I mean, winding down on the Star Wars talk and the quickie custom there, I do just want to thank everybody. You guys have made this a phenomenal year. The channel will continue to grow. We are going to keep doing bigger and more exciting things, more builds, more customs, more pets in the videos. Hi, Mama Rosie. Do you want to come say hi? Come here, Rosie. You come say hi? She's like, I want to jump up there, but I got my nail caught in your sweater. Hey. Oh, yeah. There's the Mama Rosie. Say hello. Hello, Rosie. Love you. Oh, Piggy. And we're going to have more of the stuff that you guys love, more of the stuff that I love doing, and it's going to be a great year. So I hope that you all had I hope you all had a fantastic Christmas. New Year's is coming up. So that's on a Monday, Sunday. I just work here. So the next one's going to be the following Tuesday. That's not a holiday. The next stream. We're going to kick it off right as we always do. I appreciate you guys being here. You are all the best. I thank you so much for subscribing. If you're new to the channel and you stuck around through this and listen to me ramble about Star Wars, toys, and the like, please feel free to subscribe. Hit that like button. If you want to donate, ko-fi.com/FamonStudios. Always helps the channel. Absolutely not a joke. These things really do help to go forward. They help me pick up consumables. They help me pay for the StreamYard program so I can do this weekly, if not twice a week. I hope you guys are well. I hope you guys enjoy your holiday. I will see you all soon. Check me out on Instagram, Famine Studio X. Be well, guys. Too sweet me. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Happy Kwanzaa to those who celebrate. Today is Kwanzaa, first day of Kwanzaa. Be well. Say bye, Rosie.